Thank you for tuning in today, everyone. As you see, all the representatives from the Senate and the House are all present in their seats, and the chairmen, women, and stuffed animals are all present today. Yes, I'm not sure who the chairperson is because they're all in the chair. And so, because of that, I think we probably need to interview them to see what will be the topic and what will be decided today by all the senators and the representatives from the House.
Oh yes. Yeah, Mark. Did you have a question, Mark?
Yes, what are you discussing today?
Violence. That's Mark, be discussing violence.
Violence. Well, what is violence?
Mark, that's very easy. Violence is the opposite of love. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes. Hi. Wait. Get back there. Okay. Hi. Hey. How am I gonna do for you?
I want to know what you're discussing today. What will be decided?
Wait, what it's gonna be what? Violence. That's what. Violence. Yes.
And what is violence? The chicken here has given his definition of violence. Did you have any comment?
Yeah. Of course. Violence is the opposite of love.
Man, that's an interesting definition. Boy, I gotta get into that.
Yes, I am also a chair person, and I do think that violence is opposite of love. Okay, thank you. Wait. Yeah, let me lean over there, okay.
Yeah. Violence, yes, is the definite, the opposite. A rather stinky situation, but it is the opposite of love. Nothing personal, of course. Hi.
Yes.
Hey, what can I do for you?
I was interested in the definition of violence.
Oh, I see. Yes, violence. Well, I might define it right on the spot, so to speak. Spot, if you know what I'm saying. That violence is the opposite of love. Thank you. That definition was on the spot, so to speak. Yeah. I heard what you were saying, and although I have these pictures, I do never pinch anybody, but I think that violence is the opposite of love, and we'll have to go into that further at the meeting in the chair. Yes, in the chair. Very good.
I have to concur with my colleagues here that are sitting in the chair, and that violence is indeed, dude, the opposite of love.
Yes, but that's absolutely, violence seems to be the opposite of love, as far as these ears can hear. Yes.
Where I come from, there is some violence, and the definition could be the opposite of love. And this is why it's important to know the definition of love. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And yes, that's right. My very enlightened colleagues have discussed this matter in the chair. And having done so, I must concur with them that violence, indeed, is the opposite of love, and we're going to go into it today.
Yeah, like, I had been swimming so much all day long and in the sun, with the fishes and everything. And so I thought I would relax myself because it was dark. Like last night it was dark and it was kind of cool. It was raining, turtles, we don't do that rain, we ain't just get in the water and stay in it. We come out in the sun, sunbathe, but the rain, no. So I thought, I remembered like what Chiboola would say whenever we would go meditate, because sometimes meditation, you get in touch with yourself and you learn things. You can just go inside yourself, and so like with Corona and taking time away from other things, that we could use this time actually to sort of take a trip inside of ourselves and come to learn about ourselves, ask ourselves questions, and figure out what it is that we're doing in our lives, kind of like designing our own life. And we could take this time. It's so precious to have it if we're able to, if we're comfortable enough that, and we can have the time now to go inside of ourselves because we're not distracted by all those things on the outside. So I thought I would just relax myself and go into meditation. And so I got comfortable, and ready to just relax my breathing. And I started to remember, what Chiboola would say when we'd do those meditations. Relax your body. Breathe deeply. Feel the movement of the air. Slowly, softly, and gently. That magnificent gift that carries you throughout the earth. Breathing, relaxing, clear. And then I just felt so good all over. But I started to hear something, and it was the strangest thing. It was like I heard this, or thought, I don't know which one really, but it was the question about violence. I wasn't thinking about violence at all, but I heard this. What is violence? And I thought of the question as I really had no idea what it was. I mean, I had ideas, but I couldn't explain, define what violence was really. Dude, I'd heard about it. Matter of fact, there's been quite a bit of it going on lately, but I couldn't just get clear words to describe it. And so I thought I would just sit in my meditation and I would ask myself that question. What is violence? What is violence? Of all things. It just stayed with me. I tried to watch my thoughts and watch the word move by in the clouds. That's what Chiboola's always taught us to do. It stayed right there, the word violence. So, and then I heard, this may sound so strange, but what I heard was It's the opposite of love. And I thought to myself, what am I hearing? Where is this coming from? Where is it coming from? Dude, what are you doing in your meditation? But I still kept hearing love. And I knew what love is, because we defined that. All the kids that defined it. Love is present anytime you want for someone what they want in their lives. And you think about that, you act on that, you support what that person wants in their life. And you support that as long as it's not hurting anyone or it's not abusing anyone. And as long as it's not hurting you or abusing you, when you love yourself, you support yourself for doing whatever you want to do. As long as it's not hurting you or hurting anyone else or abusing you or anyone else. So I'm thinking, how I see that is love, but how is the violence the opposite? And so I started thinking, and then it started coming to me. When you think about things, do things to stop a person from doing what they want in their lives, and you will harm them, intentionally harm them or abuse them, that is violence. And all of a sudden, it makes so much sense. That's what violence is. And all of a sudden, it made sense that violence was the opposite of love. Oh my God, I just felt like all of a sudden I understood. I understood love and violence. And then I thought to myself, now I understand that everybody can choose. They can choose the difference. To be loved or to be violent, and one or the other. And the violence is not love, it's totally the opposite. And that's why I thought about all the kids in the world, and all the kids in the world, they don't even want violence anymore. They don't want war, they don't want violence anywhere, in politics, and violence in the streets, and violence in the house, violence in the neighborhoods, violence in gangs. They don't want any of that. It's like a whole new generation. And I see what it is. They're choosing love, not violence. And I just felt so clear inside as I sat there in my meditation. And then finally, I slowly started to come back. And I knew it. I knew I had a whole different understanding. And then I was ready to go to sleep. So I looked over, checked my schedule for tomorrow before I was gonna go to bed. And was I surprised when I saw what day it was, dude, it was Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King, the Prince of Peace. And I see everything that he ever talked about boiled down to one thing: the problems of the world that the grown-ups have, the grown-ups see, the grown-ups do, could all be solved with no violence. And what he was saying was that we can make the world a beautiful place with the opposite of violence, with love. And I closed my eyes. I felt warm all over. I felt like I was just held by something I just learned, something that was in my heart and be in my heart forever. And I could share with all of my friends that we could be loved, and we don't ever have to be the opposite. Violence. We don't ever have to be violent. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming here. I love you all.